It seems to me that there's a bit of a problem with the current state of video game criticism. Alright, if I'm being honest, the problem isn't so much with criticism itself as it is with gamers. But why would I say that? Let's look at other fields for a second. Movie criticism has prominent figures like Roger Ebert, Andrew Saris, Pauline Kael, Jonathan Rosenbaum, Janet Maslin, Wesley Morris, Mike D'Angelo, and many others who are considered great movie critics. What about when it comes to literature? Well, we have Roland Barthes, we have Jean Baudelaire, we have Jacques Derrida, we have Michel Foucault, and a bunch of others. Food, Alan Rickman, Craig Kerlborn, Duncan Hines, Frank Bruni, Gail Simmons. And what do all these people have in common? In each of their fields, they are respected authorities. They might not be the best at producing something, they are certainly the best at engaging in criticism of the object. And by criticism, I don't mean giving a subjective opinion based on personal preferences. By criticism, I mean engaging in an actual thoughtful discussion of what makes the object valuable. It's not just a highly subjective "I like it" or "I like it because it looks nice." It's a more critical commentary on the aesthetics of the object, on the texture, the techniques used, and the implementation of the strategies more commonly used to create that object or text or whatever it is. A film critic, for example, won't just say, "Oh, that's a good movie because I like it." A film critic will say, "That's an excellent movie because of its use of cinematography, its sound composition, and so on." Likewise, a book critic won't just say, "I like the book because it's really cool." They might talk about the narrative techniques used in the book, whether it's a closed narrative versus an open narrative, whether it uses side shadowing or not, and some might even go a step further and talk about the actual meaning of the book. Is it an allegory for something else? Is it a post-colonial representation of whatever? And what does any of this have to do with gaming anyway? Well, in gaming, we don't have game critics? Maybe? Actually, yes we do. Whenever I go to forums or gaming websites, I see gamers complaining that there aren't enough real game critics out there, that they're just reviewers. But think about it. At the academic level, you have people like Ian Bogost, Mark Wolf. Then closer to popular culture, you have people like Aaron Signal, Extra Credits, and Danita Sarkeesian. And they might not be the best game designers, they might not be the best coders, but they are certainly great at exploring games, at figuring out what makes them tick, at explaining at a deeper level what it means to be a game, and at communicating what this means and the implications of those concepts to society as a whole, to the rest of us. And I know what you're about to say. Designers can do that too. Yes, they can. Probably. Maybe. Some of them. But once again, let's go back to film and book criticism for a little bit. What usually happens is that you have a creator. When they put something out, a critic will engage with it at a deeper level, and together the critic and the artist will push the boundaries of what's possible in a given medium forward. Just like with video games, right? Not really. In gaming, what usually happens is that a critic will put out a certain piece of criticism. They will discuss a particular game in depth, they'll look at the mechanics, they'll look at the narrative, they'll talk about the implications of the game, of what it's trying to say, what it says about us as a society, and what does the gaming community say? Well, at best, they will say, "I agree with what this person is saying," but usually the case is more along the lines of "this person doesn't know what they're saying." This will usually be followed by remarks about how the person doesn't know how to code or make their own games and they should go learn to code and make their own game. And it's that kind of attitude right there that's the actual problem with the current state of game criticism. It's not that there aren't any game critics, there are some, although I wish there were more. It's not that there aren't any communicators to share with gamers the ideas and critical analysis of game critics, because there are a few. Here are some of my favorites. It's that when gamers are asked to think a little bit about the media that they consume, they shut themselves off and decide to go find their pitchforks and knives. And if we want gamers to stop being perceived as a bunch of spoiled brats who live in their mom's basement like this guy said, or this guy, or this guy, we need to be better. and I know we can be better. So go ahead, give some video game commentators a chance. Go check them out. Go beyond your whole 5-star rating, a game sucks or is amazing because I like it kind of mindset, and think about them for a bit. Go see what the whole fuss about feminism in games is about. Go see what the whole procedural stuff in games is about. Go back a few years and consider the discussion about Spec Ops The Line and PTSD and what that's about. Then go check out some game studies journals and see what theorists are actually saying. Maybe once you're done, just maybe, you might come up with a piece of theory of your own. So let's do it. Let's be better. Let's show these people that they're wrong about us. And while we're at it, let's try to leave behind all the gender and racial slurs, the rape jokes, and the death threats, because they don't really help us. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed my rant. Maybe next time I'll talk about something a little bit more lighthearted, like why does this guy, even after 12 or 15 years, still looks the same as when he started out catching Pokemon. See you next time.